1987, a motion picture was filmed. That was so shocking, it was never released. 50s style terror. Shot in the 80s. And completed now. A film 32 years in the making.
Oh, you cannot rush the process.
Housesitter. The night they saved Siegfried's brain.
The world will finally know.
Coming soon. For real.
Fancy a schlock horror 50s styled piece looking like it's right out of the 70s, yet made in 1987 and only now in 2020 getting released to view for the first time completed. Well, twizzle a tornado of Back to the Future retro wacky. Stack your Fangoria mags high and prepare to behold Housesitter, the night they saved Siegfried's brain. Sure, the title could do without the Housesitter prefix and go straight for the post-war 50s nuclear age horror cell, but that Housesitter is part of the party piece. Young Andy flunks out at his college science project presentation where he presents his crossover brain retention theory, having successfully delivered whilst using rats as his subjects. His professor, class mentor, believes in him though, and has been secretly working on his own brain transfer project for many years as a doctor in the field, and even has his own private laboratory at his private mansion, which coolly gets shown in black and white film stock each time that Dr. Crosby is seen working there. A super snappy contextual idea by the movie makers that adds the old Universal horror film studio vibe from the 30s and makes you think of the Monster Mash song each time the laboratory pops on screen. All it's missing is Boris Karloff and Colin Clive to bid you welcome and come right on in. It's Frankenstein on the TV Fritz, and this doctor has the still living brain of his mentor from World War II Germany, Dr. Julius Siegfried. And Dr. Crosby wants his brain retention brilliance transferred to himself. The only way to go, though, is as Dr. Julius Siegfried himself sets out, and that is to utilise 13 fresh, disembodied brains, all hooked up together and used like a battery to charge up the main brain, to then meld into that of another host. Well, tonight, Dr. Crosby arranges shall be the night they saved Siegfried's brain. Dr. Crosby tells Andy that he is going out of town and needs him to house sit for him whilst he is away, and tells Andy to throw a party as a thank you. Dr. Crosby actually intends to be on site at his attached laboratory, and with the aid of his oddball wife and assistant, plans to kill off 13 of the partygoers to use their brains, a la carte, kill fresh, to Frankenstein, together, and make Siegfried's brain alive within him. Andy, blissfully unaware of his mentor's true purpose, hosts the party as fancy dress, and as the master of ceremony as his idol, Elvis Presley, doing a nicely delivered impersonation. Throw the themes together as Dr. Crosby springs his old colleague from 25 years earlier from the local asylum to assist him, and reunites him with the original notebook of Dr. Siegfried that his friend has. And the evening turns into Animal House of Dr. Frankenstein. Wacky shades here of Bubba Hotep, years before Don Coscarelli brought Bruce Campbell to the Kill Night themed table, as Andy is soon tripping over the missing partygoers who start piling up in Dr. Cosby's black and white laboratory. The blood still runs red with killer cliches and cutting humour, along with a gloriously giddy, rich palette of colour, style and intentionally wooden acting, with a polished poise and visually vibrant veneer. This is a wry and welcome monster mash. The Mad Doc slices and dices through the teen cast and his brain cells. It's like the Memphis Mafia and Andy's Elvis needs to stop his comeback special. This year's must-see no-brainer from the 80s is a 6 out of 10 schlock and roll fun slice of silly. Elvis has left the brain donor building. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
This is all a game to you.
It is a game, and I play with myself.
Buckaroo Banzai is pure nutty fun.
Okay.
Bonito.